Hi, Wargamers. This is Umpire LaFondios. Let's spend a few minutes with Moltke. Today we will examine problem 9 of 66 problems you can find in the book, Moltke's Tactical Problems. Your division, consisting of 2 brigades reinforced with 2 additional regiments of cavalry, is charged with acting as an advanced guard or covering force to give time for the defenses of Berlin to be reinforced. Berlin lies 28 kilometers to your southwest. 2 enemy columns of 10,000 soldiers each approach on separate routes of march. Your combined strength is 15,000. How will you deploy your division to buy time for the defenses in Berlin? Consider 3 options. 1. Split your forces into 2 brigades. Send one north and the other south. Use the terrain to contact and screen the enemy columns. 2. Send the majority of your forces north toward the crossing at Lewenberg, while using a regiment of 3,000 men with cavalry to screen in the south and delay any enemy there. Or 3. Task the 4 regiments of your division and your supporting cavalry to defend the crossing points along the river. Use the terrain to slow the enemy. Put the video on pause so you can consider your answer to the problem. We don't know what Moltke said about problem 9 because the solution is lost. But we wanted to explore the question and come up with our own answer, so we took it to the wargaming table. We headed to the International Kriegspiel Society and recruited 62 online players who engaged in 5 parallel versions of the game. On the left, you see a screenshot from one of the online scenarios. On the right, you see the table setup. The games were conducted using actual blocks on period maps, and photos of those blocks were sent via Discord to the players. 2 player teams decided to split their forces evenly. Both were outnumbered and failed to slow the enemy advance sufficiently and thus did not achieve their objective. 2 player teams sent a majority of their forces north with a screening force to the south and east. One prevailed, slowing the enemy and achieving its objective. The other team was unsuccessful, losing the majority of its combat power and not achieving its objective. All players who tried to defend the river and fight it out failed. These fights sapped combat power and did not sufficiently keep the enemy from making it through. Superior numbers on the enemy side always overcame the most careful defenses. Our experienced team of umpires looked at the results and believed that the best solution is to move the majority of your combat power together to the north and slow the enemy, using the terrain there, while sending a flank guard to the south. And this only works if the command withdraws carefully, keeping the enemy engaged and slowed. Our team, who used this combined approach of moving the majority of forces to the north and then withdrawing carefully, prevailed in this scenario. The second team, who moved forces north and tried to fight it out at the river, lost their combat power and did not achieve their objective. The Field Marshal is known to have said, "In the case of the advance guard, one seeks to gain time rather than a victory." I hope you enjoyed these few minutes with Moltke and the way we were able to determine an answer based on taking the problem to the wargaming table. Come join us as we test more Moltke problems by subscribing here and signing up for our email list. The link is below. Ensure you test some of his ideas in the wargaming table with us. We'll see you out there.